Well, I'm here with Harry Baxendale, star of the movie The Radleys. What do I say? This, to call it a vampire movie is way too simple. To call it a family drama is way too simple. This kind of, you guys really went for it in this movie. I felt like you left nothing off the table. What was it like coming onto this project? And when you first read the script or the book, I imagine your head must have just popped going, oh my God, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, it really did. It really did. I think I was kind of in the original breakdown I got for the tape. It said, dark comedy horror, and I went, I've never done an audition for something that has those three words together, and I think it really shows that this is. I think one of the things that actually, this film is, it's funny, it's scary, but also it's a romance film. And I think that was the thing that for Rowan particularly, I've really felt shone through in the script. And I think just that sense of he is. Not he. The story as a whole is like you were just saying. It's so multifaceted that Rowan he's at the center of a romance, of a love, of a film that is completely different to the vampire film that I've seen that hopefully that people have seen before. It really brings a sense of funny, of scary, of love, and I think those kind of three things really, really excited me reading the script straight away. That leapt off the page. That this is an amazing journey these characters go on that makes you laugh, makes you cry. Classic, I know, but true. Hopefully, and that you really come away from feeling like you've learned something. Hopefully, about yourself as the characters.
One of the things I love about this is like the vampires serve as the metaphor for actually different things for different characters, it feels like. But even then, like you take the vampire out of it and it still works. The vampire angle just kind of gives it that little extra edge to it, I think.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, please. I'm sorry, I'm interrupted.
I was just going to say, like, zombies, they use it a lot, like zombies is a metaphor for something like that. I always thought that vampires kind of work better for that sort of thing. I don't know. I'm just kind of getting your take on that.
Yeah, I think, one of when Matt Haig, an incredible author, wrote The Radleys as the book, his angle on it was that it was vampirism as an addiction, that it was something that isn't so much about the sort of the classical view on vampirism and as it rose up in the in literature in the sort of Victorian era. It's more about what does modern vampirism look like. If you're a vampire today, how would people deal with it? So in the film and in the book, there's a there's a hotline and a website for abstainers from vampirism, and you really that you get that sense that it's used in the film. Obviously most clearly as a metaphor for addiction, but also as a struggle that these characters find between desire and sort of moral codes. So I think, like you're saying, the film could exist without it, but I think that element of vampirism that runs throughout allows each of these characters in different ways, like you're saying, to come to terms with not only addiction, but also a sense of suppressed desire of feeling things that they can't control or struggle to come to terms with. And I think that translates into real life, into the audience's lives. Everyone has things that they feel like they should push down or shouldn't approach, that parts of their character that they don't like. But I think this film shows us that acceptance and discussion and sort of looking inwards is incredibly important. But yeah, that's a bit of a waffly answer, sorry, but I think it really feels like that's the message of the film, of the vampirism in the film, and that's, I think, what makes it different from some other vampire films that have been around, and hopefully makes it stand out. We hope.
Well, I think you nailed it, but. So I did not get a chance to read the book this was based on. What was kind of some of the key differences between without spoilers, obviously, but what were some of the key differences between the book and the movie? Because I know, like, a book, it's like, oh, it's a really cool part in the book. No way we're going to be able to shoot that because it's just someone thinking about a thing.
Yeah. There was in the book, there is, and this isn't a spoiler, but there is flying in the book, which we don't use in the film, and And I think that one of the conversations I had with Eros about that is, like, why turn away from the flying, turn away from, things like the bats and the kind of the classical things you'd imagine a vampire has, like the no reflection. And I think that's because Eros wanted it to be, translating from the book to the film, to be very grounded, to really allow people to relate to the story. Obviously, it has very heightened elements. It's still a horror film, still a comedy. But those things like the flight in the book, we decided to move away from, to keep it grounded. But obviously, it works fantastically in the book, which you should read. It's stellar. I just say to everybody watching or listening. But also there were gender swaps. So there was in the book, Evan is Eve. So we changed that for the film. And I had a conversation with Matt about it while we were filming, actually, and he said that he really loved the change, and he said, if I wrote it again, I'd probably do that myself. And it really, really works to add other elements into the story, and also I think to bring it to an audience today and really make it, really sort of hopefully make it stand out, and also adds another element of, it's okay to be who you are. That thing I was saying about the vampirism, that people feel that there are things they have to hide or change about themselves, that hopefully this film shows you that it's okay. and it will be okay. But yeah, definitely that's what I'd say.
Well, yeah. Well, the Radleys will be in theaters, on digital, on demand, October 4th. And I guess I'll end with this. When people are going out to the theaters to watch the Radleys, what's a good double feature with this? What's the movie they're going to watch before the Radleys, or what's the movie they're going to come out of the Radleys and watch after they get home?
The movie that I think I'd say would be, I think there were two, and I think these are two that were mentioned as kind of inspirations for it. There's I can't remember who directs it, but there's an adaptation of Wuthering Heights, quite an early adaptation. So I'd say watch Wuthering Heights for the style, hopefully, and that sort of sense of the, like the rolling hills and the moors, and that sense of ominous, something's wrong in this picture. And then also pair that with, I think one of the things that came up actually was American Beauty. So I think, those two contrasting, but that's what came up in discussion when we were making it. So yeah, hopefully it
would take me a year to come up with that, but American Beauty's pretty bang on, I think. But Harry, congratulations. Love the movie, and hope it does well. And thanks for joining me today.
Thank you. It's been lovely to chat, Eric. Have a fabulous rest of your day.